Solving the puzzle of chronic pain with Somatic Metaphor Inquiry. Rachel Naomi Remen tells a delightful story in her best-selling book, Kitchen Table Wisdom. When she was about 3 or 4 years old, Rachel's father put the pieces of a new puzzle onto the table. One morning, when she was alone, little Rachel looked at the hundreds of pieces and noticed that although some were brightly colored, others were dark and shadowy. They seemed ugly and frightening and made her feel uncomfortable. So she collected a few of the dark pieces and hid them under the cushions on the sofa. In the following days, whenever Rachel had an opportunity, she gathered more of the pieces that disturbed her and added them to the hidden cache. As Rachel's parents tried day after day to complete the puzzle, they began to suspect that something was not quite right. Rachel's mother counted the pieces and realized that many were missing. When she asked Rachel if she knew where they were, Rachel told how she'd hidden the pieces that she didn't like. So Rachel's mother recovered the missing pieces from under the cushions and began to complete the puzzle. Rachel says, "I remember watching her do this. As piece after dark piece was put in place and the picture emerged, I was astounded. I had not known that there would be a picture, and it was beautiful, a peaceful scene of a deserted beach. Without the pieces I had hidden, the game made no sense. Puzzle pieces offer clues. Chronic pain is one way that our body tells us we have hidden pieces of our own life puzzle. These pieces represent experiences we haven't been able to handle, experiences that are waiting to be put into perspective and placed in their rightful place. It is our job to find, recover, and put these into context to complete our life puzzle and heal our pain. These pieces offer us clues about where they fit. Their unique shape, size, and color guide us to discover and place them where we can support our whole being. The picture on a typical puzzle box illustrates the finished story. However, our life puzzle comes in a box of experiences that keep changing. Our life puzzle is without a picture that shows us the solution. The clues do not have defined shapes, sizes, and colors. This may feel overwhelming, but we are guided if we look and listen carefully. This article and this workshop will help you discover clues to recover the missing pieces of your life and support the big picture. When you see and understand the living picture, the meaning will liberate you from your pain and free you to live your life joyfully. So what is your body saying, and are you listening? Unlike the pieces of a jigsaw puzzle that offer silent clues, your pain is telling you something. The somatic symptom is the body's avenue of expression. And now it is your opportunity to give the system a chance to tell its story and to express and release the body's innate healing response. What questions can you ask your symptoms? Thomas Roberts, in his article The Body Speaks, explains that somatic symptoms have a functional and a symbolic meaning. It is necessary to listen to what the body is symbolically expressing via the symptom. Typical approaches to treating symptoms focus predominantly on diagnosing, determining what is wrong or what is malfunctioning. When a perspective is shifted from a problem focus to a communication focus, the symptom becomes part of the healing process. So when you interview your body in a skillful way, it reveals answers. Every mysterious symptom contains within it the very solution we are seeking. Sensation is the gateway to experience. Think of yourself as an interviewer with a microphone and ask the body what it knows. You can question yourself. However, working with a friend or a facilitator provides additional support, objectivity, and guidance. Begin by organizing the puzzle pieces on the table and examining them. Start the process by answering the following questions, beginning to scan your body. So this is the chart of the human body that we use. And what I do is I ask people to mark where the pain is using a colored pencil. And so there's marks on the drawing with what's happening. And then you can label with your descriptions and your notes. And you can use different colors for different parts. And then you can have red, black, and so on. So this is the tool for describing the sensations and where they're located, and your notes answering the 10 questions about the place where the pain is, the intensity, the movement, and so on. So this is a sheet that you use to describe the sensations. The next step of the process is to create an image or metaphor drawing. And for this, we give you a blank sheet of paper and we use colored pastels. So these are particularly oil pastels, and they're just great for expressing our emotions, our feelings, and our imagery. And they remind us of our childhood and playing and fun. And so people are asked to simply use whatever comes to them to draw what the pain feels like. And different people will do this in different ways, and whatever way they choose is right for them. So you can spend a few minutes just doing some sort of imagery of what the pain is like. So really you're answering the question, this is pain like what? So after we've got our drawing, our imagery about the pain, we're ready to go to the Somatic Metaphor Inquiry grid and begin exploring this experience, this expression. And we begin at a place of tensing. So the first place to go is about a place, and we ask, what's up? What's causing our discomfort? What's activating us? And we just explore that space and answer clean questions until we're ready to move to somewhere else. And you can move to desiring, which is the place where you're requesting what you want. So you're able to state what you want or why. Another place to go to is avoiding. And this is the place where you'll be complaining, you'll be blaming, you'll be fearful, you'll be talking about what you don't want. And to describe what that feels like and what you know about that by answering clean questions. Another place you can go to is constraining, which is answering the question, what's stopping me from moving forward? What is the one thing which, if it's changed, will help me move forward with my issue, my pain? And this drawing might have a place on the grid. So this will be laid out on the floor, and if the pain is about something you're avoiding, it will belong there. If the pain is about something you're wanting, it will be there. If your pain is about something that's stopping you, you can place it there and answer the questions and explore what's going on. Each person has a different way of moving through this. Each person has a different way of explaining and talking about their experience. And so as a facilitator, one has to listen very carefully to what the person is saying and help them move through in their own way through these places. Eventually, a person will complete describing their experiences with these 4 places and be ready to move forward to the connecting place. And the connecting place is where a person is fully grounded physically through their body to the earth. Their hips, knees are relaxed, they're breathing, their heart is open, and they also feel connected to whatever source they have. So it's a complete circuit between the ceiling and the ground of energy and embodiment. And in this place, the person feels a sense of calm and relief and peacefulness, and is able to have a fresh perspective on what is going on in these places, and can actually turn around and look back and talk about what they're avoiding, about what's constraining them, what they're desiring, and what is activating them. And when they've done that, then they begin to want to move forward, so they can turn and face forward into enjoying, and then the person will move from connecting to enjoying. And there's a right place. This is like the bow of a ship, and you can lean out too far and get very frightened and feel overwhelmed and scared, or you can come back inside and feel safer and calmer. And so the person is asked to find the right place where the enjoying is compelling but not overwhelming or distracting. So let the person find the right place and again describe their experience from this. And then finally they can move to succeeding and completing on the experience from here. So these are the places on the grid that the person is asked to go to describe their experience of the pain and what it's communicating. So this is the way of eliciting the symbolic meaning of their imagery and getting the person to understand what the message is about. There are some other questions that can be asked at other places to go. One place is the observing place, but it is step back from the whole thing and notice what the whole experience is about. And also, again stepping back, a person can appreciate what is to appreciate about this experience. What have they learned that's different? What is new? What's happened for them? So appreciating is another space they can go to as they're completing this process. Also, in this process, a person can go to a redeeming place. And by that we mean a place before it all began, and a place where one understands what one came here to learn through having this pain. So the redeeming is about a redeeming metaphor, the thing that gives meaning to the whole experience. And part of the goal of this process is to discover a redeeming metaphor that helps the person come to terms with their issue, and as it were, discover where that missing piece of the jigsaw puzzle belongs and place it in its right place on the finishing puzzle. So I've just finished talking about the Somatic Metaphor Inquiry grid. And there's another grid as well. It's identical, yet different. It's a clean decision-making process. And the Metaphor Inquiry grid is an individual process. It's one person exploring the meaning of their metaphors. The clean decision-making process is actually the same steps with slightly different labels, and it's meant for group work.